Questions and Answers with the Prince of Macedon.
Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and I'll be doing a questions and answers video thing today. But before I get into the questions, I'm going to announce a contest that I'm holding. It's called Macedon Idol. And basically this will be a music contest, and I'm going to invite you guys to compete. Basically, you're going to sing the intro song for my adventure videos, and you have to use the exact lyrics. But basically, this contest will be going on from now, which is May 19, 2010, until June 11, 2010. That is the last day to submit your video. But here are the rules. If you're under the age of 15, you have to show me your parents' permission that you want to engage in this contest. And keep in mind that the winners will be featured in one of my my YouTube videos, so you will be seen. So that's why I need your parents' permission. And second rule, you have to use the exact lyrics, which were composed by Orlando musician Justin Dye. And I'll put the lyrics on the screen somewhere, and you can just copy it. And also put it in the video description. Third rule, upload your video submission to like File Factory or FileFront, whatever. And when you're done uploading it, you got to send me the link to my YouTube account, Prince of Macedon X. Alright, one more rule. As for your submissions, I prefer that you send a video submission, but you can also send just pure audio if you want to do that. And I know some of you don't have cameras, so you can just send like an audio of you singing. As far as prizes go, the top 5 videos, they will be featured in a video called Macedon Idol contest. And I'm going to show each video, each of the 5 winners, and then I'll critique each one. And then the top winner, not only will that person be featured in the top 5 videos, but that winner will also be able to sing the theme song for one of my upcoming adventure videos. And I will use your audio, and then I will plug in the background music, which is also composed by Orlando musician Justin Dye. So that's Macedon Idol. That's a contest, and that'll be going on from today, which is May 19, 2010, until June 11, 2010. And that's basically all I want to talk about for that contest, Macedon Idol. Now I want to get into the questions and answers session. Alright, this question comes from ChessPie4. His question is, Chuck Norris or Jackie Chan, who do you think would win in a fight and why? Well, that's pretty simple. It doesn't matter who would win between those two guys, because Bruce Lee would slaughter both of those guys combined, so I don't need to answer why, it's just Bruce Lee, that's why. Next question comes from I am Mabs FTW. His question is it weird to say I had a dream about you teaching me physics? Yes, I am Mabs, it's kind of weird. Next question comes from Robbie159. His question is, why are you so interested in Macedon and Alexander the Great? Well, I'm interested in Macedon because of Alexander the Great. Why am I interested in Alexander the Great? Well, for one thing, he was one of the greatest warrior kings in history. He was definitely my favorite adventurer in history. As a military commander, he was undefeated. He fought all kinds of opponents. He fought horse archer armies, he fought the mighty Persian Spam army, the elephant army of King Porus, he fought Greek city-states, he fought everybody. He even fought in the mountains in Afghanistan, and he always won in every encounter. He fought all kinds of siege battles. He met diversity and adversity, and he conquered it all. And aside from that, his own life outside of his campaigns, it's just interesting. This guy was tutored by Aristotle. As a child, he tamed the wild horse Bucephalus. He solved the Gordian knot. In Egypt, he became a living god. And as a king, he was unique in the fact that he actually fought his own battles. Trying to be like his hero Achilles, he was right there at the very front of battle, exposing himself to the same kind of dangers that his frontline troops were in. So that's why Alexander the Great's men were always willing to put their necks out for their king, because he himself, the king, was out there doing it for his men. And it's just so fascinating reading about Alexander the Great. It's just too much to say in so little time. My next question comes from GradMed17. I assume he's a medical grad. What historical figure would you like to visit and why? Well, obviously I would say Alexander the Great, but everybody knows that, so I'm going to pick a second historical figure. So, who would I pick? After about 10 seconds of thinking, I've come to the realization that Julius Caesar is the second person I would like to meet as far as historical figures go. Why Julius Caesar? Well, one, he was my favorite Roman commander, and two, he's probably like one of the most interesting figures in history to meet. I mean, he fought the Roman Civil War, which was an epic clash between Roman armies. He fought against Vercingetorix. He fought against the Germans. He had an affair with Cleopatra. I mean, this guy was such an interesting figure. That's all I gotta say about that. All right. Next question comes from the Minister of Armenia. Ooh, sounds like a governor. How did you get into the Total War series? Well, I believe it was in 2006, 2007, where my coworker actually introduced me to Rome Total War. We had a little thing going. He was pro Julius Caesar. I was pro Alexander the Great. Alright, my next question is another Alexander the Great related question, and this guy's name is XX, His Excellency XX. Well, that's a tongue twister. His question is, you said that the Campaigns of Alexander by Arrian is your favorite book. What makes you prefer this over other accounts of Alexander's life? Well, Arrian's book on Alexander is probably the most complete look at Alexander the Great's military campaigns. It's probably also the most reliable, and Arrian, he actually had access to the biography written by King Ptolemy, who was a contemporary of Alexander the Great, and he also had access to Callisthenes' account of Alexander the Great's campaign. And if you remember, Callisthenes was Alexander the Great's his own private historian who followed Alexander the Great on his campaign. So, in terms of like military aspects, Arrian is probably the best and most reliable. It doesn't go into Alexander the Great's personal life that much. If you want to go into his personal life, I suggest Quintus Curtius Rufus' biography about Alexander the Great. It's pretty good. Alright guys, I have to slam out these next few answers. This question comes from Consular Candidate. His question is, blonde, brunette, or redhead? Well, first off, I like good-looking girls in general, so hair color, it's not too much of a big thing. But generally speaking, brunettes, but if I were to choose one, I would like my dream girl to be a redhead. Just because a redhead, for me, is exotic. Next question comes from... Akatsuki1 member. His question is, hi Prince, have you seen Robin Hood starring Russell Crowe, and did you like it? I have seen the movie, and no, I did not like it at all. The costumes were awesome, but the scenes, they did not flow well together. Like, it seemed abrupt. Like, the first hour was good, but after that, it just kept jumping and jumping to different scenes. And it didn't seem like a very good story to me, so sorry. Next question comes from FreeSubs164. His question is, as you said, you are saving up on buying Alexander the Great's armor. What will you do with it? Well, I'm probably going to wear it a few times, then I'll probably just put it on display and let people admire his armor. This question comes from 5eb. His question is, what is your favorite song of all time? Well, I like a lot of songs. If I were to pick one favorite, I kind of like Sean Mullen's Lullaby. It's relaxing, it's peaceful, and it doesn't destroy your eardrums listening to it. Alright guys, I gotta wrap this up because I'm out of time. So, my last question will come from Sir Dilly 2091. His question is, if you could take 5 things to a desert island, what would those items be? Well, 1, I would bring my flip camera so that I could record everything on the island, and I can make an adventure out of my ordeal. 2, I would probably bring a Red Lobster restaurant so that I wouldn't have to worry about food or drinks anymore. Plus, I really like those cheese biscuits they give you. 3, I would bring a giant flat screen TV so that I could watch the entire World Cup in quality. 4, I would bring a bungalow, and I'd put it by the beach. That way I could sleep at peace at night. And 5, I would bring a hydroplane so that I could leave the island whenever I wanted to. So that's about it for this session of questions and answers. I'll be holding another one in the future. And so just remember, enter the Macedonian Idol contest, and I'll see you guys soon.